Amantara kim.
Wow, okay, yang Adam Lava.
Hello and welcome to the Fatu Network. I am Saja Brito and today we are coming to you live at the Arch 22 in Banjul where members of the APRC are holding a peaceful march. As you can see behind us, the executives are already seated as they prepare to have a press conference. They already did the march to the Attorney General's chamber at the Ministry of Justice where they have submitted a petition which they say should be for onward submission, of course, to the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow. We've asked the interim party leader Fabakary Tombong Jatta to kind of explain to the media some of the provisions or some of the things that are, outlined in that petition, but right now they're not saying anything. Now, we're not clear what the petition is about, but some people are already saying that it has something to do with the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission. Now, the question is that how do you petition the TRRC when even the recommendations are yet to be out? But we hope that these are all questions that will be answered by the executives as they hold this press conference.
Mane, dinañ mën a def suñu mobile silence. Dinañ mën a def suñu mobile silence, please. Ñu toog ci gannaaw fii. Te ñu wàññi coow mu sew bi ci suuf.
Yeah.
Press conference.
And that at the end we will allow your few questions. Yeah. Because this is specific. Hey, look at this.
That's fat samba.
Title and send leader.
See, you know what a title
Your this thing is going up and down.
Over there, huh? Wow, my side. Wiral si kana. Kung yung ngayon yung start, mo mula yung sumatol. Because man talk na already, mo muna yung. Wow, bafo di, muna gani na mo.
Ano mo?
Check the side. Yeah, I'm making yeah, I know. Bafo de la muna gani ko ba niya may si security di ba? Wala na ML. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Salatu ala Nabi. Let's pray.
Can we all observe prayers before we begin? We all do Salatu ala Nabi before we commence the press conference, please. Amin. May Almighty Allah answer all our prayers. Good afternoon to all that are present here. We want to thank our party leader and the two deputies and all the national executive members that are present here. We equally want to welcome and thank the media houses. Despite the short notification, you have taken your valuable time to be here with us. We definitely acknowledge and we appreciate your presence. We will do a very short and precise press briefing, after which we'll entertain few questions. And we'll appeal to you to bear with us. It's a petition. Whatever it entails, we don't want the social media to preempt it before the head of state would receive it. But we will assure you, we will take email addresses whereby later we'll provide the soft copy to all media houses for your discretion and perusals, and we'll share to other institutions that are in this country and beyond. So without much ado and not wasting much time, I will allow the party leader to dwell on what he has for the media and all the audience present here and those that are not with us. Thank you for coming once again.
Thank you very much. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for granting us this day. May I, on behalf of the APRC National Executive, and indeed on behalf of the entire membership of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, thank you, the various media houses, for availing yourself to our request to cover this program. We are most obliged. In the same vein, we want to thank the Solicitor General, the Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, and indeed the President of the Republic of the Gambia for availing themselves to receive our petition this afternoon. I will also want to thank my colleagues, the membership of the APRC National Executive Committee, and indeed our various regional chairmen and regional executives, our various chairmen and their committees in the constituencies, wards and villages, our honorable National Assembly members and councillors, our women and youth folk, our able Elders Council members, our security and the protocol division, and all those who avail themselves to come and see us through today. We thank you sincerely and heartily. And I will further thank the membership for honoring our advice and our request. This is very unusual of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction to come out in this number We had earlier planned a 100,000 or more march to deliver our protest. But because of this pandemic, and honestly, as law-abiding people, and people who also have concerns for the health of our membership and the entire Gambian people, we decided to work and do it as per the advice of the police. In this circumstance, I will seize this opportunity to thank the Inspector General of Police and the entire security forces for the service provided in protecting us and for allowing us in this way to present our petition. This petition, it must be clear, is not about the recommendations of the TRRC. We are not opportune to see these recommendations. They are not officially out. Our petition is geared towards the processes in the appointments and that the process throughout the course of the TRRC. We are of the opinion that the process had been compromised very seriously. We had said earlier at the onset, even when our doubting Thomases said that so far the Janneh Commission could not put down the APRC, the TRRC would be the killer blow. That never moved us. That notwithstanding, we said very clearly, I'm sure you can all witness it, that we are not opposed to any TRRC to investigate into the alleged activities of our government. No qualms. We believe that we were in government for almost 22 years, and it's people's right to find out some of the alleged allegations. What we wanted and what we had cried for was that it should be done honestly, transparently, and for the greater interest of the Gambian people. I am sure most of you will agree with me that from the onset, the whole process of the TRRC has been compromised. Decisions had already been reached, an institution created to justify those judgments given by a clique of people in this country. So as I said, we don't want to preempt before His Excellency receives the petition. But I will just give you an insight into what we think are flaws in the whole process, to the extent that we believe that the TRRC report, when it comes out, should be in the waste paper basket, just like the CRRC report on the Constitution. Number one of the whole issue is we have the 1997 Constitution that guides any operations of government. It's the supreme law of the land It cannot be mortgaged. It cannot be compromised. It's not owned by individuals or even the custodians. Therefore, the appointment of Dr. Lamin Sise, for us, is illegal. If we refer to section 201 of the 1997 Constitution, it made it clear who can be appointed into a commission of inquiry and who should chair a commission of inquiry, whether it's a one-man commission or more than 2 people. And from all our investigations and informations, Dr. Lamin Sise, with all his expertise and experience, is not qualified among many qualified people to take up that responsibility. It says, it provides that a person shall not be appointed chairperson of a commission of inquiry unless A, he or she has been a judge of a superior court, whether in the Gambia or outside. B, he or she is qualified to be appointed a judge of a superior court. To qualify that, if you go to section 139 of the 1997 Constitution, section 139 subsection 4 spells out the specifications for the appointment of judges. It states, a person shall not be qualified to be appointed a judge of the High Court if he or she holds or has held office as a principal magistrate. A person is qualified. A person shall be qualified to be appointed if he or she has held office as a principal magistrate or master in the Supreme Court, or an office which, in the opinion of the Judicial Service Commission, enjoys a comparative jurisdiction in a common law country, in each case for not less than 5 years. Or if he or she has practiced as a legal practitioner before a court having unlimited jurisdiction in civil and criminal matters in a common law country for not less than 5 years. Further, section 201, subsection 2 of the 1997 Constitution provides that where a commission of inquiry consists of more than 2 members, at least 1 commissioner shall be a person who has special qualifications or knowledge in the field of the matter under investigation. Now, this whole process of the TRRC is to establish the truth, encourage reconciliation, and then reparation for the victims of human rights violations, mostly by security forces. We will therefore expect that by this section of the Constitution, people who have expertise in those areas, at least one of them must be there. In this circumstance, we believe that a seasoned senior security officer or military officer should be a member of the panel to determine and interpret the operations of security forces as per the Armed Forces or the Police Act or the laws of the Gambia. We have also observed that some people who are already conflicted in the issue, like the vice chairperson whose daughter we are all aware was implicated in the December 31st December attempted, 30th December attempted coup. You have the mother to sit and determine the truth about that government. When we have a lot of independent-minded, qualified Gambians who are not compromised in any form. The other side we queried about is the fact that we are aware that Alhaji Sedi Barrow, who was part of the December 30th, 2014 attempted coup in this country, fled and went to the United States. He holds dual citizenship of the United States and the Gambia. In America, he was held, tried, and convicted for his role in the December attempted coup. Upon the coming into force of the coalition government, we all witnessed his return to the Gambia with a red carpet welcome. He was taken as the lead investigator in the TRRC. He had used the gun and he failed, and you are giving him the weapon of the pen to try his luck again. As we are asking, are we short of intellectuals, qualified personnel who are not compromised, who could have done that job, to at least give the commission a beautiful outlook? You expect us to believe that that person would honestly give justice to the whole process. We are also aware that the executive secretary of the TRRC, Baba Galle Jallow, who throughout his professional, journalistic, and academic career has posed himself as one of the greatest critics of our party and our government. And it is known that he is a friend to Alhaji Barrow, and even they lived together just by the time of the December coup in the United States of America. The man himself, who had described the December attempted coup to the American Revolution of 1865. It is the same Baba Galle who, if you remember, went to the extent of giving threats to government, demanding for the full implementation of their report, or else risk facing dire consequences. Operator of the TRRC, you are yet to be ready to submit your report. Gambians don't yet know what your contents are. You are now even threatening government. The government will face real consequences if those reports are not implemented by an executive secretary of TRRC. We also witnessed the issue of Captain Yankuba Toure. He went to the TRRC, we all saw it. He relied on the provisions of the 1997 Constitution giving him immunity He was forced. The commission decided to send him to the Attorney General for contempt of the General, saying that they will teach him a lesson. He came and he was some junta members, some other people in the commission had confessed. The question now is pick as those who is not prejudiced. In violation of the Constitution and any law that is appointments, in our opinion, anything that comes out of the TRRC is just tissue paper. And do just that. This, in short, in summary, this is unproofs. Because our petition, and we, wherever and whenever it occurs, and its so-called recommendations, we will come out again and put it under my to listen to what we say, and throughout, since 1997, to challenge us. We don't misinform, we don't lie against a system or a government, we don't disrespect, we are disciplined, we are focused. Stop here, and then as the spokesperson said, we will invite some few questions.
Thank you. Thank you once again, the Right Honorable Alhaji Fabakarin. Also, all constraints that you've gone through, we want questions in order not to deprive others the opportunity to ask important questions. But if I say few, I mean few. I will not make any specific number. But if I determine to say ask questions to get answers from what is in the petition, it will be a wasteful question. I want to guarantee that, because the petition when the time is due. And again, if you have any question, please, and I'll be able to point out. Thank you. We begin.
Come closer.
You can come closer.
So that we hear. Thank you. We are always positive. We just cannot sit down and say, every citizen, open ears, and we will tell you what next we will do. I have told you that this is the beginning of a process. And I sincerely believe that government would positively look at its citizens' complaints and petitions.
Thank you.
Unless you tell me the recommendations of the TRRC, whether we are going to, before you say we, but I think your concern actually is if we come to government and we have the victims of the TRRC, whether we are going to throw them away or we are going to do anything about it. Our Gambians, they deserve a right. Even now, we want genuine victims to have reparation, and tells you that Babili Mansa or the head of state or this one is the one who asked me to do A, B, and C. Is that sensible? So if I had gone, if tomorrow, what we are saying is, let's establish the facts as per the laws of the Gambia. And honestly and sincerely, which government in the world will you see that? Anywhere in the world.
No government, nowhere in the world, no person avoid a recurrence, and those who were illegally victimized be taken care of. We say no. That's all what we are saying.
Thank you. Yes, Omar. Can you come closer?
To me, this petition has nothing to do about holistically observing the process of the TRRC, the appointments, the behavior, cognition, and then therefore if those things stand, it means the report of the TRRC is null and void. Because anything that goes, whether it's the same government that instituted the TRRC, we are aware that it's government that instituted it. As per the laws, it is challenged at the Supreme Court, and the law is changed. And yet they are the ones who made it. So what we are saying is, yes, government did it, probably with good things that are illegal. If government goes to create a commission of inquiry, it should be guided by the laws. The appointment should be guided by laws. Therefore, if you appoint illegally, magnanimous governments will always say, oh, you are right, we are sorry, we will correct it. That's what we expect. When it comes to we are not mindful of the report now, because we are saying that the report itself should be seen as illegal. We have no fears about that.
Yes. Omar still.
That cannot be established by an illegal institution. I have said it. We are the historically that we are in support of a TRRC to investigate into the 22 years of the APRC, with the sole objective of establishing the truth, reconcile Gambia. If by the provisions we quoted for you, you may not be APRC, and it is found out that these people were illegally put in place, will you support them because of some of the alleged violations they made? Anything that is not legal, telling you the illegality of it. If it is illegal, then the whole process is out. It means you either put up another legal and merited. It must be factual. It must be established. Remember, a commission of inquiry is not a court. It only defends. At the end, you can only make recommendations to at least help the victims. That's government's function. But where you are doing your member of the TRRC, we don't expect those things to happen. Don't be prejudiced by the fact that we are able to be provoked. We don't want it. If it happened, let's establish the truth. No problems. But the truth must be established based on law and by honest people, as per the law, and to be done by people. We have a lot of Gambians who are intellectuals, who are seasoned, who are straightforward, who are making your family friend to come up. Why? On a national issue. So that's our position.
Thank you. One each. Then we call it off. Yes.
My first for the report, what did you do? And number two question.
One by one.
Because su amee tam APRC moo feel parce que yéen a fi NPP moo fi génne ki nga xam ne mooy
Shocked and disturbed that an independent sovereign country as the Gambia, you are telling us international Bay detained there for 10, 15 years without trial. They are waging wars all around the country, all around the world. They are dictated by their... Gambia comes first to any other person. Interests of Gambians come first in anything we do. Whatever pressure, if it is not in the interest of the Gambian people, go away with whatever you have. That was APRC. We are aware, they were lobbying even the National Assembly members, even trying to force them to put into law what will suit Gambians. That is the thought of those who don't belong to the APRC. APRC, we don't think about international pressure. We think about the interests of Gambians first. That's our policy. Two, is so we establish and ensure that our rights are protected as citizens of this country. Until we take our independence, we can work with countries. We can partner with countries. We cannot be people of the Gambia. Thank you.
Thank you.
As regards, what is the other one?
The second one is about NTP. I can handle that. You relax.
We had been talking. Nobody came to us and said, we understand you are talking with GDC or GANU. So what we are saying is, why is it a concern? And for us, you see, for us.
For the victims, it can be, a threat for them because
For the
victims, the victims of,
No. So if the APRC, for instance, goes with Barrow, therefore it can be a threat to the victims.
For them, they are seeing it like that. I'm not talking on their behalf. But
You are. Just hold on. You are talking. Therefore, you are speaking on their behalf. What you heard from them? Yeah, this is what you don't do. No. Please. No. Now you have the right to defend them.
A message.
You have the right. You have about 2 million. How many millions or hundreds of thousands are victims? 2. Have we told you? Some believe that the truth should be established. Those who have been victimized should be they should have reparation. So we have a right. We cannot impose it on anybody. We have a right to go into partnership with GDC, with GANU, with any other political party. We had never been emotional. With all what happened to us over this aspect, that is not APRC. We have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what we believe in. And we know that only Allah wills. No other person wills. You can only talk about your opinion. So my question actually is, why too much with NPP? NPP is a new party. Why are people side and go for the interest of our enemies? As a party, when they went into coalition to remove us from power, people who are those who have witch hunted us, those who have bullied us, it is something that had happened. Your best enemy today protect the interest of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction and our supreme leader, His Excellency Yaya Jammeh. That's all what we have.
Thank you.
So, and some of our people listening to our distractors, people who want to put some hurdles on the way to anything. Coalition talks with GDC, with GANU, with UDP, with all these parties, then you can come up.
Can you answer that one in one?
Wait.
Huh?
Just wait. I
No,
have to gonna ask one question.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can clear this if you want to.
The placards I've seen something that spoke about the platform not a platform for seeking popularity for president. What do you mean by that? Can you please recommendations? They might not be prosecuted. Just
No, if they are to be prosecuted, they should be prosecuted legally. Even if they have done worse than that, it should be legal. If it is not legal, anything not legal, waste paper basket. Or you want to believe something different, that illegal things should be taken?
I don't believe in it.
No, okay. All right. So that one is clear. All right. You talked about
APRC being used as a platform for popularity.
as a platform to gain chief popularity, express his opinions, not in the interest of the Gambia or the truth. If you look at it, we all witness, you are free.
He has taken that to gain his key popularity. Remember, he took some food items to take it to people until he was harassed by one man, until that went away. Just at the end, morally is not correct. You have wait, please, to affect the lives of the people. How can you just before you conclude that you are looking for a political leadership? Just imagine that, and you are somebody who was part of the APRC, who the people who coined this of the junta. You come back, at least after this process, for you to be morally decent. You cannot just come out and say, me, I want to be president, I want to be leader. He had made mention of it. You know it.
Thank you, Sankule.
You know it.
Let's
to people to know that I have not done this for any other ulterior motive, but to satisfy the needs of the Gambian people. But you use it as a platform. That's some of the things we meant.
Thank you, Honorable. We definitely want to apologize. So we want to apologize for any inconvenience. When we organize our own press conference, we'll give you all the time you need to ask any question. We don't put risk what the police has allocated to us. So once again, we apologize to all of you if you have a question and it cannot be put across and it is not answered. But to tell you, and if 2016 they could do an alliance to uproot us, is it a crime for us to do an alliance? So I think it is our right as Gambians, as a politician. We made that open and engaged media. Whoever wants a debate is available, but nobody shows up. Politically, we are not a novice in politics. We know what is best for our party, and that what we are going to pursue for the greater good. They do Facebook Live, say whatever, but the decision rests with the National Executive Committee. That is us, and the leadership will make the decision, and we are all going to follow. Whoever wants to be an exception, we will recognize your rights and your freedom. The party belongs to all of us, and we will forever be APRC.
Congratulations.